It's like I like the Planters peanuts, but I like the light salt, the ones that have too much of that weird bouillon-y. I don't know what it is, who decided 22 years ago that everything needed to be super salty, but I find myself taking smoked almonds, which I enjoy, and rinsing them off in the sink to get some of that dust off them. I do the same with the Planters peanuts. It's just too salty. I mean, it's good for, if you took a bite of that and then a bite of jicama, they'd be fine. But on your fifth smoked almond, your mouth just...
begins to pucker.
Oh, praying for a homeless man to pee in it. Praying! On my knees! Like a need person. Like a common need person.
Does it ever work? Are your prayers answered?
No, I got pissed on the eye. Oh. So no.
Almost.
That's
God willing.
That's what I said to the guy. That's what I said to him. So the scented tampons.
Yes.
Versus the regular tampons versus the novelty ones that don't blow out or pull out. I like that one.
I was blowing my tampon out for hours. Mm-hmm. And then the thing is, it kept lighting up in the toilet, too.
The thing's the same. It's like it's the same pink box, the same lettering, the same everything.
It's just
and then
the only
bottom,
difference is the UN on the unscented versus scented.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine scented is good to put up there.
That's my feeling about it.
That has additives.
I don't understand why you would want to fragrance something that is so inside your body. And I feel like this is just a pH problem, yeast infection waiting to happen.
Yeah, toxic shock syndrome. It's coming. Now, Gary, you got to find, because I know that it's euphemistic stuff. It's like autumn spring or autumn mist and things like that, right?
What are you talking about?
Look up Tampax Pearl.
They're not going to give you names.
Yeah.
It ain't
bleach.
Tuna barge.
Tilex.
Like, it's not going to be any of that stuff.
No.
It would be nice if they could do what Taco Bell did, which was hook up with Doritos or another major player. You know what I mean? Like Captain Morgan rum.
Yeah, Glade,
something Febreze.
Airwick.
Yeah, something familiar.
Yeah.
Even
potpourri?
Even like a sour cream chive or something like that.
Hold on, Alison has a weapon.
Barbecue, I would get down with.
Take a whiff of that.
Oklahoma Joe's.
This is, by the way, let me say this. There is a generic smell that's worse than whatever smell it's masking.
Yeah, it's that.
It's this.
It's that floral sort of lab deodorant smell.
Bad Gennaro perfume that comes in big vats. White diamonds. That's what it smells like. Waxy.
It's the passion fruit of scents. It's sort of generic, just sort of sweet smelling.
Kind of reminds you of,
but too strong.
Remember there'd be that woman who worked at the school, not quite sure what she did. She wasn't a counselor. She wasn't a teacher. Something in administration.
Mm-hmm. She's always in the halls.
Unattractive and in her 50s, but just reeked of that.
Yep.
But that was just a generic, hey, don't I smell good? Almost like an Aliens version of what you should put on. Or like when you ask a 5-year-old girl what she would like. I was complaining to my therapist, it's awesome, last week about just as I said, the retarded goblins I pay to come into my house and hide things from me. Wristbands for vintage races and sunglasses and unplugged phone chargers and things like that. I said to her, the reason why I had to fire the first retarded goblin who would come into my home and scream when I walked into the bathroom or hide the universal remote and things like that. Still never did find the T-shirt from the Catch a Contractor show the plum color T-shirt. I said, the first retarded goblin I had to fire, who I paid to ruin my life, come to my home every Friday, wore copious amounts of White Diamond perfume, which is waxy, weird mom's friend from the 40s or 50s perfume. It's like, it doesn't, I like certain perfumes. This is bad. And she wore so much of it that I had to have Olga in Spanish tell her, back off. And it's a weird, uncomfortable conversation, but...
For Olga to have?
Yes.
You smell too good.
But the kids would smell like it. She'd hug the kids and stuff like that. And I just said, I'm not that sensitive a guy, but I would open the front door to my house and I would go, oh, she's here. Even if she was upstairs, it would permeate the whole house.
Yeah.
So she was instructed, to go light on it. Just dip half of herself into it. Don't fill the dunk tank all the way up. That lasted exactly a week, and then the next week it was double down, and then maybe it happened a third time, and then I had to fire her. By the way, then Jimmy bought me a massive bottle of White Diamonds perfume. Because, by the way, this is what rich guys do with the sense.
They buy things that are maybe semi-expensive that no one would ever have any use for. It will go straight to the trash.
We could eradicate AIDS in a third world country for all the money that rich white guys spent on bullshit novelty fucked up gifts for other people. I mean, Jimmy must spend $1,000 a year on James Baby-Doll Dixon's fake Christmas cards, at least. The printing, the graphics, and all that kind of stuff. I'll bring some of those things in. They're the best stuff ever. But Jimmy's into not, thousands. He's into tens, maybe over $100,000 worth of just nonsense at this point. Lets you know you've arrived.
Imagine if it were all donated. There'd be a bunch of homeless people who smell like white diamonds.
So, yeah, that smells like you are trying to hide a smell.
The smell that's going to be created from wearing that.
Yes. I just doing that Catch a Contractor show, and I was in somebody's house, and it was one of those houses where you walked in and you went like, oh God, no. You get to see how people live.
Someone's been making soup for 35 years.
Right. Hair soup. And you walk in, but just over that smell was a sweet masking agent, which exacerbates it. It's weird. It's I don't know. I'd rather see blood on the floor than a bunch of kitty litter thrown down to sop up the blood. And for some reason, it's more macabre or something. And this is more egregious.
Do you remember the scent of whatever they would throw down over vomit in third grade?
Mm-hmm.
Or actually all the grades when kids would throw. It seems like kids throwing up
in my cardigan.
Seems like kids throwing up in school was a common thing.
More of a thing.
More so than now, for sure.
There was definitely more yakking going on.
What was it? Like pine scented sawdust or something?
Yeah, I mean it's all like I said, the kitty litter kind of stuff. Sandy kitty litter, cement or sawdust. Sawdust works. Just really anything that you have a surplus of that will wick up vomit. Good enough. But yes, it's just called fresh scent.
Ugh, not fresh.
Nah, I know. And it suggests a problem.
Yeah, I wonder, does anyone ever buy scented tampons on purpose? I just imagine all across the land there are women who are like, damn it, I bought this. Ugh.
I'm wondering how much of this goes on. Like, how much of we're making X amount of flavor or scent, it's not moving that well. Let's go ahead and shrink that scented a little bit smaller and make the font sort of the same color as the background color. Because, as I've said, I don't know a human being who did not get the whatever flavored fill in the blank or the jalapeno whatever when all they wanted was, again, the regular Bugles, the regular Doritos, the regular tampons.
Right, so they know what they're doing. They're just trying to move product. It's the same with, garbage bags are scented. I don't want a scented garbage bag.
No, those are no good.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, if it's not mint flavored, I don't want to know. I mean, I'll tell you the one good scented thing that I've come up with. My long johns, my racing long johns are just, I don't know. I guess they're just fireproof long johns. They're very thin long johns that you wear under your fire suit. And they're made in Italy, and they're infused with mint.
Interesting.
And it's just, they smell minty. When you take off your fire suit, you're drenched with sweat, and you pull this thing off, and you drape, you don't have a washer dryer at the track. You got to go race later that afternoon. You have to put the thing back on again. There's no chance at washing it. You can hang it and kind of let it dry in the warm air, but 3 hours later, the long sleeve garment that you literally sweat through so it's completely wet, you're going to put back on, and it smells of mint. It's a good idea.
There's something about mint. I've mentioned, I think, on the show before, if you're going to ever get dental work done or have to ingest some barium for like a CT test or something, always go for mint. It's the easiest to replicate. It's the hardest to fuck. Root beers, don't go for any of the fancy flavors. Like you want some root beer flavored, but no, don't go. It tastes like chemically root beer.
No,
go for mint.
Believe me, I had this exact same conversation with my lead camera guy today when I was doing the show.